Good day everyone, this is Remy Artista from BSBA 1C and we were going to tackle about the chapter 9, which is the monopolistic competition. So first, what is monopolistic competition? It is a market structure where many companies sell similar but not identical products. Each company can set its own prices because their product are unique in some way. But there are enough similar products that no single company can dominate the market. Companies can easily enter or leave the market, keeping profit normal over time. So, monopolistic competition is a type of market structure characterized by these features. First, many sellers and buyers. There are numerous firms competing for customers and each has relatively small market shares. Second is product differentiation. Each each firm offers a product that is slightly different from its competitors. This differentiation can be based on quality, features, branding, or other attributes. Third is free entry and exit. Firms can enter and exit the market with relative ease, which help to ensure that profit in the long run are normal. Next feature is some control over price. Based on product differentiation, firms have some degree of market power, allowing them to set prices above marginal costs. However, because there are many substitutes, that is control limited. An example of product in monopolistic competition is a brand of toothpaste. Different brands such as Colgate, Crest, and Sensodyne offer similar products but with variations in flavor, whitening capabilities, packaging, and brand image. Each brand differentiates itself, yet they compete closely with each other in the same market. In monopolistic competition, firms compete on factors other price, such as product quality, brand, reputation, and marketing. This leads to non-price competition being significant aspect of the market dynamics of over time, the entry and exit firms drive the economic profit to zero, ensuring that firms only earn normal profit in the long run. Example of the market that exhibit monopolistic competition include the restaurant industry, clothing brands, and consumer electronics.
Monopolistic competition. So it is a market structure characterized by many firms selling products that are similar but not identical. So each firm has some degree of a market power, meaning they can influence the price of their products because of produce and differentiation. So examples of this is clothing brands, restaurants, and toothpaste manufacturer. Next is the short-run equilibrium. So in the context of monopolistic competition, the short-run equilibrium occurs when a firm maximizes its profit or minimizes its losses given its current production capabilities. So in the short run, firms cannot change all, all inputs, so they adjust outputs levels to the point where marginal cost equals marginal value or MC equals MR. So this determines the profit maximizing output and the price level. Short run loss minimization. So in the short run, firm in monopolistic competition might face a situation where they are unavailable to cover their total cost due to low demand or high production cost. So when this happens, they focus on minimizing their losses by continuing to produce as long as the price they can charge is above their average variable cost or AVC. So this means they will produce at a level where the price or fee is equal to the average variable cost or EVC or higher but below the average total cost or ATC. So if the firm cannot cover its variable cost, it will shut down in the short run.
So when we talk about long-run equilibrium, we refer to the three types of adjustments that firms are faced with. Number 1, the firm can build any desired size of plant. Number 2, where entry is opened and when profits are being made, it is possible for new firms to enter the market. Number 3, in case losses happen, losing firms can make an exit in the industry. So when we talk about adjustment entry block, we refers to the dynamic process and factors that prevent new firms from entering the market. Even when existing firms are making economic profits, monopolistic competition is characterized by any firm selling differentiated products. However, in real-life scenarios, there are adjustments, mechanism, and entry blocks that can affect the typical outcomes expected in a monopolistic competition. So here's a breakdown of the concept. First is market share. In monopolistic competition, firms can earn short-run profits due to product differentiation and brand loyalty. For example, toothbrush. Toothbrush don't have any big differences but they differ in brands. And for some reason, this attracts to the customers, where it leads new firms to the market, and this shows that the industry is fairly profitable. So the adjustment process responds over time to these profits. In a monopolistic competitive market, new firms would enter and this can increase the supply and the prices will go down, which can affect the long-run profit equilibrium. So why adjustment entry block happen? First is brand loyalty. Consumers build strong preferences for specific brands, like due to perceived differences in style, features, and quality of the products. This is one of the reasons why entry block happen. So second is advertising and marketing cost. Ang mga firm kay mag-invest man jud sa advertising o kanang marketing cost kay kanang nice strategy sad siya kay para ma-maintain nila ilang product differentiation from different brands. So number 3 is price rigidity. Tungod sa kadaghan o competitors o kanang mga small firms to enter the market, they will try to avoid. So number 3 is price rigidity. Tungod sa kadaghan o competitors, small firms try to avoid kanang price wars by keeping price stable. So number 4 is consumer expectation. If consumers expect the stable prices hantod sa hantod kay they will react negatively if adjustment happen. So these specific factors highlight how the monopolistic competition can lead adjustment entry block. So the next one is adjustment open entry. As new firms enter, they compete for the market share of existing firms, causing the demand curve and marginal revenue curves to shift downward. The adjustment process responds over time to these profits. In a monopolistic competitive market, which can affect the long profit equilibrium. In addition, cost curves will shift upward to the new firms in the market, which can also affect to the sales. As long as profit remains, new firms can enter the market.
I am Cindy P. Aligado. I'm part of the discussion of the Chapter 9. I am going to tackle about monopolistic competition, monopoly, and pure competition, a comparison. But first, let me explain to you first the meaning of the three: the monopoly, monopolistic competition, and the pure competition. So first, what is monopoly? Monopoly is the type of imperfect competition where a seller or producer captures the majority of the market share due to the lack of substitutes or competitors. In the monopolistic competition, it is a type of imperfect competition also where many sellers try to capture the market share by differentiating their products. In pure competition, it is also a marketing situation where many sellers offer similar products for similar prices, or that's the way of them to capture the market share. And so, since it has been already discussed by my classmates or my group mates about the characteristics of pure and monopolistic competition, we can make several comparisons of those. So among these are the following that I'm going to discuss. So first, the firm under monopolistic competition is likely to produce fewer goods or supplies and charge relatively higher prices than under pure competition. And the question is why? Why monopolistic competition has produced fewer goods, charge relatively higher compared to pure competition? So let me explain to you as to why. So there is comparatively less number of producers existing under monopolistic competition. So this will account for fewer goods as to less producers or less sellers means less goods or products produced as well compared to with the market characterized by pure competition. So in addition to this, less number of firms under monopolistic competition would enable producers to charge relatively higher prices than under pure competition. So we can already compare by what I've mentioned that in monopolistic competition they charge relatively higher because they produce less goods than pure competition. And the demand curve facing the monopolistic competition is not perfectly elastic as it is in pure competition. And since marginal revenue is less than the price in monopolistic competition, the firm will produce less than the amount at which price equals marginal cost, resulting to less production than under pure competition. So those are the reason as to why monopolistic competition have lesser production compared to pure competition. And second, in comparison with the monopoly, on firms under monopolistic competition are likely to have greater output, lower prices, and thus lower profits, however. And the firms in a product group might obtain pure profits if they were to collude or if entry in the industry is blocked. And producers or the resellers would also prefer to have monopoly, pure monopoly, because profits are greater in pure monopoly with those prevailing under monopolistic competition. So of course profit is very important when you enter in business or firm, so they do really prefer where they can earn more profit. So they really do prefer a market characterized by pure monopoly compared to with those prevailing under monopolistic competition. However, from the point of view of the consumers, they would be worse off because of the higher prices and output restrictions. And the third, the firms under monopolistic competition may be somewhat inefficient because they tend to operate with excess capacity. When we say inefficient, that means that they do not achieve the maximum productivity that should be call this one achieved by a market or a firm. And this efficiency is seldom found under pure competition, and so which could mean the exit of a firm from the industry also. So it is really a disadvantage where if they call this one, of course it is really a disadvantage that they are inefficient in capturing a market share, as it is very important of course for the firms. So also, inefficiencies may not be very great in monopolistically competitive firm because the demand curve is likely to be highly elastic. And thus, we can say that the more elastic the demand curve, the less access capacity the firms tend to have. Welfare effects of monopolistic competition on market outcome, and also towards its effects to the consumers and the industries. And If one of the industries of a purely competitive economy in a long run equilibrium were to become monopolistically competitive, welfare would tend to be reduced by a slight change or a slight restriction of output and a slight increase in prices or charge for the product. In the other words, consumers will receive less welfare under monopolistically competitive firm, since prices are relatively higher under a monopolistically competitive firm than under a purely competitive economy. And also, the demand curve faced by the monopolistic competitor, though it is very elastic, but is less than perfectly elastic. And the marginal revenue for the individual firm is less than the price, and the rate of output is stopped short at which marginal cost equals the product price. Or it means that MR, or marginal rate, call this one, marginal revenue is less than the price, or MR less than the P, and then marginal cost is equals to price, because the rate of the output is stopped short at which marginal cost equals the product price. Thus, comparatively less output is expected under monopolistic competition than under pure competition, as I have already discussed also on the previous topic, that in monopolistic competition they really do have less production than compared with pure competition. Also, while in the long run, price will equal the average cost of production unless entry in the industry is blocked. And when entry is free and easy, which appears to be the usual case, new firms enter the profit production of the product. So therefore, the organization of the economy's productive capacity can follow consumer tastes and preferences with a high degree of accuracy, because it will really impact a huge help or improvement on the how the firms follow consumers' tastes and preferences if there is new firms enter the profit production of the product. And when entry of profit-making industries is blocked, the consequences with respect to price and average costs are much the same as they are under pure monopoly. And additional quantities to resources or excess of capacity are prohibited also from moving into the profit-making industries, where they would be more productive than they are in alternative employment. So those are prohibited, as they may affect the how they will do movement on the profit-making industries, where they would be, since they are more productive on their own, then they have alternative employments. So that is the welfare effects of monopolistic competition, especially in market outcomes, and also in the consumer's end, as well as the output restriction.
So, hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Abel Sofia Penes, and we are chapter 9. It's all about monopolistic competition. And here is my part. It's all about the efficiency of individual firms and range of products available. So, when we say efficiency of individual firms, there will be efficiency of individual firms in the long run when the entry into the industry. So this is the one example of efficiency of individual firms is all about the allocative efficiency. So what is allocative efficiency? So when the price is a firm sells is a good is equal to the marginal cost, and this means that the firm is producing at a quantity when the marginal revenue equals to the marginal cost. In perfect competition, individual firms must accept the equilibrium price set by the market. So, ang example aning allocative efficiency is ang imong kanang naa kay product, ang imong nagasto nga product is mahal. So dapat ang imong ibaligya ani is mas mahal pa sa imong nagasto. Mo ang allocative efficiency. So the next one is X efficiency. When we say X efficiency, refers to the overall efficiency of a firm in terms of its production process and cost of management. So, ang example ani niya is all about the kanang if naa kay company, kanang company mo is maasahan siya, paspas iyahang mga iyahang service, good iyahang paspas ang iyahang paghimo sa kanang product, limpyo siya, good siya sa customer service. So mo na siya ang one of example of efficiency. Like good outcome siya sa mga customer nimo. When I say X efficiency is talk about a good services to the customers, limpyo, paspas, o dira nimo makita nga it's all perfect. Mo na siya ang example sa X efficiency. So, let's proceed. When we say marginal cost, it means na pag imuhang product kay 100, so dapat ang presyo sa imong product is 100 sad. So mo na siya ang meaning sa marginal price equals marginal cost. Like same ra siya. So let's proceed the range of products available. So what is the range product available? Let's see range product available. Consumers will have a broad range products from which to choose from in the market situation of monopolistic competition. So, ang range product available can vary depending on the context. In the conversation history, we have been discussing the efficiency of individual firms in perfect competition. However, you are referring to the range of product available in general way can provide some information basic search. So one of example here is a customer product. So sa mga customer products na atong mga example like shopping products, mag-shop pag mga like televisions and furniture, clothing, phones, large appliances, pinisad car. So, muna siya ang one example sa range of product available.